Hey there, guys. Karma Collector here. All right, I just want to talk about something, man. I just want to point this out. It's obvious as hell to me, but man, just some of you, I don't know, but I just want to shed some light on you guys to look at this. And I want you to think about this. All right, I want you to use the good sense that God and Granny gave to you. Okay, please. All right, because this makes a lot of sense, man. Just because they're telling you something does not mean it is so. Okay, we know what a liar gypsy is. All right, and normally, guys, I don't call out people's sexuality, and I don't like to do things like that. I don't care. Obviously, you're attracted to what you're attracted to. And whatever. Okay, I don't care. Like me and my wife, so once again, best friends in the whole world, lesbian couple. I trust them more than anything. I trust them with anything I have. I would drop any of my grandchildren off with them and not even think twice about it. I would give them any one of my PIN cards and debit or credit card access to anything. I'm telling you, all right. But Gypsy is not even into men anymore, you guys. Man, she went to prison for 8.5 years. All right. Not only is she a freak anyway, guys. They say that she hit the ground running as soon as she got there. All right. There was an interview, like I said, Fancy Maselli did with Officer K. Hughes. They had to be careful how they housed her at the county jail. The very first time her going to jail, because she was trying to be sexual with women in the stairwells. I guess it's just maybe some old jail that had stairs you could walk up. So she's trying to get maybe there's no camera there for 2 seconds trying to get it in, and on the rec yard even. Now you guys, the way rec yards are set up is, you know, they should have towers with guards up and watching over to make sure no one's getting too close to the perimeter or getting away. They are responsible for people that are locked up, and there's not usually trees and a bunch of buildings and shit because you're supposed to have an unobstructed view of what the fucking inmates are doing. And she's trying to mess with women on the record, and this woman said, and she just went to jail for her first time. We had to be careful how we housed her. She was so hypersexual. Okay, now she goes to prison, man. I mean, you guys do the math. She's there with a whole bunch of old lesbians, some of them that are going to be there for the rest of their lives. Some of them, okay, that are playing for keeps, man, and they ain't playing around. And some of them don't have money, I'm sure, and Gypsy did, and this is how it goes, all right. And I'm telling you, she got turned out completely in there, and there's nothing wrong with that. And there's one other thing about, not only is she a freak, people adapt, okay. And if she's in there with, okay, fine, but she wasn't just gay for the state, man. All these women she's running with, you guys, like, you can't see that, man. Women don't have to look like I can't even think of a super duper butch woman right now, but they don't have to all look like that. There's feminine ones too. And what I'm telling you is that's what's going on with all these women she's with. And we know Sheena is a lesbian. You can see that for sure. And that's what's going on, man. Okay? She's into women. This is a Lavender relationship. The Luciferian Brotherhood, they like to do that. There's all kinds of examples of it. All right? Could make a whole video about that. Okay? But they like to do that. They want them to be married with children, to look goody two shoe on the surface. Fake baby, all right? They didn't want her just to get out and live her life and be gay and just doing that thing and be a Luciferian is supposed to be doing the thing. No, 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 no. You're a nice little family. You're nice, innocent, little wifey, got a little baby, type deal. Okay, they do this, man, and so this was for her and also for Ken. Ken's father, I've told you guys this, he's very wealthy and he is a high ranking Freemason. This was a gig for him, for Ken. All right? Ken, like I said, we know the deal with Ken. Nothing wrong about that. I'm not trying to call him out on that. But guys, he lives in Florida and he's doing his own thing. I know where he lives, but I got in trouble for doxing him. All right? But he's in Florida, okay? And this was a win-win for his dad too now. Gets him the gig. job for his son, and now the whole world, because he's embarrassed of him. His mother, Ken's parents aren't they're homophobes, Islamophobe, the whole thing, man. Okay, bigots like that. They're not. They're not. You can listen to her all you want with her lies. His mother, Raina, but no, embarrassed of that. So now, well, now all of a sudden, look, you know, he's a father, and he's with this woman, albeit someone that murdered their own mother. But well, you know, there you go. It's a gig for him, guys. Because I'm telling you, she's with nothing but women now, and that's what she's into now, okay? Now, I'm not saying our sexuality can't be fluid or whatever. Maybe she might meet a man down the line somewhere, but I'm telling you right now, that's what's going on, and that's her business. But if you're going to play house and pretend you have a kid, which you don't even have, well, I'm going to fucking call you out about it, okay? And Ken, guys, I want you to think about this again and be smart about it and think about it. The story is Ken writes to women in prison and starts to write to Gypsy Rose, and then they fall madly in love just from letters back and forth and a few visits. And then he has to let her go. He has to let her go because he loves her so much. I guess he's got to let it go, and if it comes back to me, then it was meant to be. All right? No, guys. That was just to set that story in motion there. And then he would not. Ken is an actor. I told you, a paid actor, and was a handler at first when she got out. Okay? He would never, ever, ever. First of all, he doesn't even like women, man. Even if he did, guys, look how he acts. Look at like the snot in the few interviews and stuff I've seen him in, the podcast. What a know-it-all, loudmouth, acts like he's this goody two-shoes, like he's Mr. Perfect. And like he's this intellect, and he's just better than everyone. And he misuses big words all the time, but he thinks he knows what he's doing, and it sounds ridiculous, but you know he's like that, a snotty, like I'm better than everybody. There is no way he would ever stoop to writing to someone in prison, man, for any reason, not just to be a friend, for a pen pal, especially not looking for a woman, man. And he doesn't even like women. This was a gig. They've not probably even had sex before unless she tricked him, got him drunk one night, man. He doesn't even like women, guys. And in a million years, he would never do that on his own. This is all again. And then when he, as again, paid actor, would not go along with the charade of marrying her while in prison, which, you know, he's got some standards. You know, I'm not doing a fake marriage, or maybe it's just the fact that it was in prison he didn't want to do. I don't know. And that's when she had to hunt down another dumbass that she could get to fall in love with her for real, and hook, line, and sinker him in to marry her, so she can get out at 8.5 years with no problem, somewhere to go. Her parents didn't want her, and I don't blame them. Okay, and knew from jump she was going to get rid of Ryan as soon as possible. That was in the works as soon as she got out. You guys saw that? You guys watched the Lifetime shit, how that went. She went out 10 minutes, man, and she's running to her parents' house. So she didn't have to fuck that big oof. Okay? That's how disgusting she is. All right? And then her long lost Ken is back in the picture. You had to let her go, and now he's just back. It's all acting, and it's all bullshit. All right? There's not in a million years that he would have written to any woman in prison for any fucking reason. And then when you ask, well, how did this all go about? Well, his mother, Raina, put him up to it. And then when she's asked about it, she goes, well, I thought it would, I thought it would be interesting. It would be fun. Interesting. Do you know how fucking stupid that sounds, man? To say that about anybody. But again, to write to a woman in prison that's famous for murdering her mother, and this is the person's mother that's supposed to be prompting him and telling him it would be a good idea and fun and interesting to write someone that murdered her mother. Well, who knows, son? Maybe you can fall in love with her and get out one day and marry her, and I can be this bitch's mother-in-law who killed her own mother. just doesn't make sense on any levels. If you all think for 1 minute that that's a true story, that he just got the nerve, he just got up and started writing to women in prison that killed people because his mother prompted him to, he would have laughed at his mother and said, "Kiss my fucking ass. This must be a joke, Raina." That he did that at his mother's behest and fell in love with her like that by just writing letters and going. Do you know how? Then there's something wrong with you if you believe that. Seriously, there's something wrong with you if you believe that. Okay, and I feel sorry for you because there's probably people taking advantage of you and cheating on you and fucking you around all sorts of ways, man. If you believe that, if you believe that that is a real relationship, not, guys. The whole thing's fake, man. It's a Lavender relationship. All right, see you in the next one.